to the king, baby.
Right off the rip, I want to thank Fernando of Games from the Abyss for sending me a code for Living Dead Outbreak, a very short, fantastic zombie game. I am a sucker for a good zombie game, a good zombie movie or TV show. I love zombies, always have, always will. Living Dead Outbreak is easily inspired by Night of the Living Dead and other George A. Romero classics. It is a game inspired by Call of Duty Zombies as well, especially in the wave defense sort of moments in the game where you have to last a certain amount of time. There's like these boss enemies, and you're kind of doing this sort of balance between ranged guns and melee weapons for doing damage. And like you kill the military guys to get guns, you kill the farmers to get melee weapons, and then you got the normal fodder zombies in between. You got some other special ones here and there, like these crawlers, which they were obviously inspired by Call of Duty Zombies. If not, then I would love to know where they were inspired from. But it's such a cool ode to that sort of thing, and you find like these radios where like they're, doing transmissions and talking, stay inside and don't do this, don't do that, and it's just very a classic ode to those sort of things.
Dad, the flesh eaters are knocking on the door. Are we gonna die?
No, my son. We'll be just fine because we have plenty of information. That's why you should all keep watching the great Channel 5, the channel that will keep you alive.
The combat, the exploration, the movement, it's very simple. It's a very, very simple sort of game. Very limited in a lot of ways. It has like a mantling system, a run, walk, no jumping, and it has, like I said, the weapons and the melee. But the melee is more like a stab sort of thing, and then the guns are all, you don't aim them down, they're just, shots. They do, different amounts of damage, and, like headshots are obviously useful. There's certain locations where you're basically just trying to like run through an area and get to the end. Some you're trying to survive waves and waves and waves of enemies. And there's a strategy to that. I wouldn't say that it's a hard game, but it has moments of being fairly easy and moments of being fairly difficult. There's some very light puzzles in certain levels. It's something that I would love to see like developed on and just stuff added to it. But as a whole, like what it is, it's super cool. It's also super cheap. It's a $5 game. So for $5, for how short it is and how basic it is, it's awesome. And it's a zombie game, and it's inspired by classic zombie media. It's something, if developed on, would be really freaking cool. But basically it reminds me of like a arcade game, or even like an early PS1. Like if they made like an early PS1 Night of the Living Dead game, this would kind of be that. And that would have been cool as hell. Living Dead Outbreak is really fun, really cool. I don't think it's perfect. I think sometimes like the wave defense location, like that kind of stuff can be a little unfair, a little bombarding, a little overwhelming. But you gotta get difficulty somewhere, right? Because most of the weapons and stuff are like a one-hit kill. I think the limiting movement and kind of elements of the combat do add this level of tense stress kind of induced experience. Not always for the best, and I think that it can be infuriating at times, but it is a really fun and cool experience overall, and I do think that once you kind of get the hang of how it all functions and what your limitations are and what you need to do, it becomes like this really smooth sort of like riding a bike kind of experience. It's like playing an arcade game. At first, you're like, this is just stupid. It's not fair. It doesn't make any sense. And then as time goes on and you get better and you build your skill and you're like, actually, it kind of does work. Kind of does make sense. I get what they're doing. I see what they're going for here. I understand the loop. I understand the magic. And you kind of have to look at it from that perspective to really understand what it's going for and what kind of feeling and vibe it has. Because it's all about the atmosphere, the zombie killing experience. It's all about being a fan of Night of the Living Dead, of George Romero, and of zombies as a whole to enjoy this short $5 experience. If you don't like that, then it's not for you. But if you like that kind of stuff, I think that you can push through some of the lesser refined elements to get to the things that you like. It can be tedious as well, because like a lot of the objectives are either run through a level, find a lever, open a thing, or survive waves, but also at the same time, it's not very long. So any game like this is going to have a little bit of tedium because it's short. So, I don't know what you expect there. Still with that being said, I don't think it overstays its welcome in the sense of what it is you're doing, because I think the locations change, the bosses change, enemies and weapons and so on. It's something that I would love to see built upon. I think it's really cool. I want to see more things like it. I would love to see Fernando do more things like it. Super cool game. I really, really enjoyed my time with it, and I think that everybody should check it out. If you're a zombie fan, go play it. If you're not, I don't know, maybe still check it out. It's really up to you at the end of the day. It's your money. It's your $5, but I think it's worth it. Not just because I got a code, because I was already interested in it. I played the demo, and I was going to buy it if I didn't get sent a code, but I was lucky enough to get one. So, here we are. I told you the things I like. I told you the things I don't like. I told you the things that, you kind of got to get in a certain headspace to understand and figure out, and that's it. I mean, can't be much more critical than that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I'd like to thank Midnight Medium, Osh, Melancholy Geek, and John David, as always, for the love and support. The Forge is calling, and I must answer. So I'll see you all when the next video has been forged. Good night, and good luck.